everyone, Tim Schofield here, and with Apple releasing the new Mac Mini with the M4 chip, it's time to build a brand new desk setup where I'm working. This is actually just a brand new desk in general, a ton of new things, including a Thunderbolt 5 dock, because that's what this supports. And on top of that, Apple actually released a video that had a desk setup already. And I was like, wait a minute, that looks very familiar. And our speakers here are actually from that desk setup that Apple had shown in their promotional video. On top of that, we've got a new monitor, a ton of peripherals. I'm actually really excited for you to check this one out. Drop a comment, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think as well. But with that being said, let's get started on my new desk setup. For this setup, I wanted to go with a more black and white theme with just random pops of color overall. The center of this build, our Mac Mini, I'm using the M4 Pro model with the upgraded GPU as well. Right away, I want to make note that having the power button on the bottom really isn't that big of a deal for me. If I ever do need to press it, I can just lift up and press it. However, most of the time it's just in sleep mode anyways, and I can just wake it right up. It's really crazy how small this is and how much power is packed in there. If you don't need Windows, if you don't really plan on gaming that much, this is a great option. It's probably one of the smallest and most powerful PCs you can get at this price point. It's definitely worth it. There is a good amount of ports, HDMI, Ethernet, some Thunderbolt ports, Thunderbolt 5 support, by the way, and I do have it connected to a Thunderbolt 5 dock. Let's move on to this main monitor. This is a 32-inch ROG Swift OLED monitor from Asus. I've actually been gaming on this because it's 4K, 240 hertz refresh rate. It looks fantastic while gaming. However, I also thought to myself, these colors look really good. I will produce videos for OLED screens. A lot of people watch my videos on their phones, which have OLED displays, so why wouldn't I check the colors based on what an OLED screen looks like? Everything's super smooth with a higher refresh rate. I do really love this monitor and can highly recommend it even for gaming or, like I'm doing, video editing. I'm using a USB Type-C cable connected to my dock to get video out on this monitor. On to our sponsor and what's holding up all these great products. Big thanks to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. Of course, the desk itself, this is brand new for me, but I've used FlexiSpot desks for a long time now. They're very stable. This E6 can actually carry up to 355 pounds, which is actually crazy. It's a lot of weight. And they're trusted. I haven't had one fail on me. They offer a 15-year warranty, and they're not crazy expensive either. This is a dual motor desk, up and down. You have 4 different options that you can save, standing, sitting, and a couple other ones depending on what you're doing for your workflow. With this specific desk, I put wheels on the bottom so you can even roll it around if that's of interest. Yes, with this setup, I'm going with the more black and white theme, so it is a white top. However, they have a ton of different colors, wood options, and textures. FlexiSpot even sent some cable management, some ties with grip, plus some Velcro as well to tie all of your cables together. The metal frame looks and feels very premium, even when the desk is rising up and going down. It's not too loud by any means, but it's also really smooth. All in all, a really sturdy and stable desk. I definitely recommend it. Oh, I love the backlighting of the controls. Super useful if you don't have any light in a room. FlexiSpot's been my go-to for a while. I love being able to sit and work, stand and work, etc. Definitely check them out. I will link to them down below. Some poor journalism lately started a rumor that Tim Cook didn't use an Apple Magic Mouse and actually used a Logitech mouse, and that actually wasn't Tim Cook that said that. It was me. This is my favorite mouse of all time, the Logitech MX Master. This is the 3S for Mac. It's built for it. The shortcuts are insane. There's a ton of buttons. This horizontal scrolling is perfect for switching tabs in Chrome. It's doing it right now. Plus, scrolling horizontally on a timeline. You can easily switch windows. The scrolling feels incredible. I highly recommend this mouse to anyone. Plus, you can use it while you're charging via USB Type-C. When I am sitting at the desk, I'm sitting in the Herman Miller Embody office chair, and this chair is super comfortable. I sit in it for long periods of time while I'm editing, and I'm actually reusing this from a previous setup, and there's a good reason for that because it's so comfortable. I have a hard time finding a reason to switch out of this chair. There's a lot of different adjustments you can make to fit your specific body, your spine's curve, and a lot more to make sure it's comfortable comfortable for you. Also, the wheels are really smooth. Just to be safe, I have a rug to protect the hardwood. I can link to that below. As I mentioned, Apple used these speakers in a desk setup, and I've actually used this company's speakers in previous setups that I have. I haven't tried these speakers, but I'm glad I did. These are the A5 Plus from Audio Engine. Of course, they look great. They fit my setup, but they sound insane. The volume is actually crazy, but more so they're really accurate. These are perfect to have as bookshelf speakers on stands, something for your desk setup. The remote is nice. You can wirelessly connect them to a subwoofer if that's of interest. A quick look at the back of all of the different connection options you have. You can even connect them wirelessly as well. Audio Engine speakers are just super premium in general as well, so I trust them to produce the sound that I'm looking for, whether I'm listening to music, watching something on this screen, or editing my videos and checking the audio. So admittedly, Apple did it first, but the Audio Engine A5 Plus are a great desk setup edition. I'm glad Apple sort of recommended them to me. Also, it comes with a remote and it's just super premium. It's really stylish, almost fits the theme of the Mac Mini from Audio Engine. I know this has been mainly a black and white setup, but I did add a little color pop with our mouse pad, and this is Mousepad Co. I've actually used this on my gaming desk as well. I love these mouse pads. They have a ton of different designs, different colors. It's very premium. It doesn't slide around on the desk. Moving along to a little more of a color pop as well, our Keychron keyboard that has a good amount of weight to it actually, so it does not slide around. There's grips on the bottom, but it's so comfortable to type on and aesthetically looks really good. Quick sound test, of course. So I do really like the way that it sounds, and here's just a close-up look. You can tell that it is LED backlit right now. You can fully customize it. I have sort of a rainbow going so you can see that it does play different colors. There's also a knob here. I use it to just change the volume, especially with the speakers that we use that are fantastic. It's charged via USB Type-C. It has a Windows or a Mac switch, plus can be used via Bluetooth or a cable. I'm sure you're dying to know what time it is. It really just fit the theme. This is from DreamSky. It's an alarm clock. You can snooze it. Pretty standard. There's nothing really crazy special about it. You can change the volume of the alarm and how dim and bright the screen is. And I know one of my favorite pieces of the setup. Yes, it's fairly large in general, especially when you compare it to the Mac Mini. However, it's so powerful. This is the Kensington SD5000T5 Thunderbolt 5 dock. I've just got one cable. That I left this sticker on because this is actually a Thunderbolt 5 cable that comes with it. And this is the only cable connected to my Mac Mini at the moment. Besides the power cable, of course, everything else monitor. This supports triple 4K monitors, even 140 watts PD power delivery. It supports Windows and Mac OS. You'll notice the docks on the front, or the ports on the front, Thunderbolt, USB Type A, micro SD, SD card. That's what I needed. The Mac Mini doesn't have an SD card slot. I'm tired of using dongles. Nice to have this. And of course, to connect to my speakers, I actually have the speakers connected to this dock. Now on the back is where you plug it in. It has a power button. I've connected the monitor to the back. Another Thunderbolt connection. Ethernet up to 2.5 gigabits per second. And 2 more USB Type A ports. It's great having this extension of the Mac Mini. You get such fast transfer speeds, they're crazy, and bandwidth boost actually gets up to 120 gigabits per second for video intensive usage, which is what I use. This isn't a part of the dock. This is actually a separate charger. It's sort of a 3-in-1. You'll see we got a Qi 2. It has Apple Watch, secondary, and a magnetic charger. It will sit flat, which makes a little bit more sense if you don't feel like using it horizontally sitting up. You can set it on down. It's almost the exact same ratio, so it fits on top perfectly. Again, you can charge your phone wirelessly. You can drop your earbuds on there that will charge wirelessly, and even your Apple Watch. This is all via one USB Type-C cable. This is the Anker 3-in-1 charger. I will link to it down in the description. Of course, you can move this around, but as you've seen throughout the video, if you do, of course, put your iPhone on there, will connect horizontally and go into more of a mode with a clock. Here are the SD cards I've been using from Kingston. This is the Canvas React Plus. Highly recommend, super fast, consistent data transfer. Speaking of Kingston, I've been using this M.2 SSD for a while now. It's great for an external drive. This is 1 terabyte. A 1 terabyte SSD that's portable, really easy to bring with me on the go via USB Type-C. And just putting our SD card into the slot's really easy, and it shows up right away on my Mac Mini. And just so you can see, I am transferring about 34 video files over 20 gigs, and it says about a minute. It actually flies 20 gigs in a minute. That's really good. These panels on the wall are from GIK Acoustics. These acoustic panels come in a ton of different styles, colors, finishes, you name it, and they sound great. When I say sound great, this room used to have so much echo in it, and putting these up on the walls really reduce that. I even use these out in my studio where I film as well. Again, these are from GIK Acoustics. I'll link to them down below. Of course, if I'm not in the mood to use my speakers, maybe I'm taking a call, need a specific microphone. The AirPods Pro 2 have been my go-to for a long time now. Highly recommend these. You can definitely get them on sale nowadays, and they still hold up. They're fantastic. I've had these for a long time. You can tell because I still have the Lightning one. They sell them in USB Type-C now. I didn't splurge on that, but these are fantastic. So that's it from me on the brand new desk setup surrounding Apple's new M4 Mac Mini. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. I will link to everything down in the description of the video below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. A lot more content coming soon. As always, thanks for watching.